In today's video, we're going to take a dive into the March 2025 housing market update for Cedar City, Utah and St. George, Utah to help you understand what is going on in our local markets to see if it's the right time for you to buy or sell a home. My name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. If you are looking to buy or sell here in Cedar City, St. George, or really anywhere in Southern Utah, I would love to help you out with that. Please feel free to call, text, or email anytime. That contact information is down below in the description. All right, I have jumped right into our slides so that we can make this a little bit quicker and I don't keep you here forever. Now, I say this is the March 2025 housing market update because it is currently March. We have just ended February, which means I was able to pull all of the data for both St. George and Cedar City through the end of February. We're going to take a look at it year over year for the last 10 years so that you can see how healthy our markets are and we can kind of try and figure out where they are headed. We're going to start with the median sales price first of these two markets. Now remember, Cedar City and St. George are about 45 minutes apart in distance. They are both in southern Utah. They are both deserts. However, Cedar City is a high desert. St. George is not. That means Cedar City will get 4 mild seasons. We will see some snow in the winter time. St. George has more of a hot summer and a very mild winter. They are also very different in population. Cedar City has a population right around 40,000 and St. George is right around 108,000. Now keep in mind, we are not taking into account the outlying cities of St. George or the outlying cities of Cedar City in this market update. You'll notice that St. George is here in green and Cedar City is here in blue. I put the last 10 years so that you can see how these two cities have grown. Now for the last 10 years, year over year in February, both of these cities have continued to appreciate in home value. We had a very slight dip from 2018 to 2019 in Cedar City, another slight dip from 2023 to 2024. St. George had one very big dip. We were sitting right around $712,000 for a median sales price in 2022. That went down to almost $600,000 in 2023. You'll notice that that was a much larger jump than Cedar City had from 21 to 22. So of course there was going to be some correction there as we saw those mortgage interest rates going up. Now with that being said, St. George went up to about $625,000 as a median sales price in 2024. However, it did go down this last year right around $610,000. Now, surprisingly, Cedar City did not see a dip from 2022 to 2023. We held exactly the same across the board there. We went down about $15,000 in our median sales price from 2023 to 2024. However, we have rebounded and we are up to about $439,000 as a median sales price. Now, keep in mind, this is comparing February year over year. This fluctuates throughout the year depending on when you are buying or selling a home. And we'll actually dive into that a little bit more and what we can expect to see happen. Now, first, I want to break down the two individual markets. We'll take a look at Cedar City first, then we will take a look at St. George. We have new listings here in blue. Those are all of the homes that came to the market in the month of February. We have active homes listed in red. Those are all of the homes currently listed on the market, including ones from prior months and the new listings that came on the market in February. Then we have our pending sales here in purple. That is everything that closed out the month that is currently pending and will likely see close in March or April. And then of course, green is our sold listings, meaning those that closed in the month of February. Now you can see our active listings took a pretty big dive in 2021 and then started climbing back up in 2022, 2023. This happened because we all know we went through that pandemic. There was a lot of migration happening. A ton of people were moving to the area. And so we really didn't have a whole lot of inventory. That's what drove up those home prices that we saw on this last slide here. You can really see that increase because we really didn't have a lot of active homes on the market. And so people were bidding those up. Now our inventory is up quite a bit. It's very comparable to where it was in 2016 and 2017, right in between those two. So take a look at those 2 years as we're going throughout this just to kind of see how those markets compare. You'll notice that we still had an increase or an appreciation in the median sales price when our active listings were that high. What's interesting is our active listings went up quite a bit from 2024 to 2025. We're sitting right around 217 homes on the market for Cedar City right now. But you'll notice that our new listings went down from last year and so did our pending and our sold. This means that a larger portion of these active listings on on the market were carryover from the previous month. We only had about 63 new homes listed on the market in February for Cedar City. Now, although we had less new listings come to the market, since we had less pending sales and less closed sales, that puts our inventory higher than it was last year because more of those are sitting on the market. So less went into contract. Now, for St. George, same thing. Red is going to be our active listings. They took a huge dip in 2021 and really stayed there in 2022, which is likely why St. George went up so much more than Cedar City. And honestly, in both of these years, went up quite a bit more than Cedar City did because our active listings stayed lower longer. Active listings in St. George are right around 768 active listings right now. Remember, St. George has a much higher population than Cedar City, so we expect that to be higher. Again, it's pretty comparable to where it was in 2016, 2017, right between those. So again, if we take a look at those median sales price, we still had appreciation when our active listings were that high. Now again, active listings in St. George shot up from 24 to 25, meaning homes are sitting on the market longer and it is taking longer for them to sell. However, new listings, pending listings, and sold listings went slightly up in St. George. So the market is still moving here. Now I always want to look at days on market. This is how long a home is sitting on the market before it goes into contract. This tells us what the market is doing. Keep in mind, this is the median days on market. That means that half the homes are sitting on the market less than this amount, half the homes are sitting on the market more than this amount. If we were to take a look at the average days on market, it's going to be quite a bit higher than the median days because there are some homes that are very niche that are at the higher price point that will sit on the market longer, or if a home is just priced completely incorrect, it is going to sit on the market longer. Now, with that being said, both of these markets are right around the low 40 days. Cedar City at 43 days on market, St. George at 41 days on market. You'll notice that the days on market for St. George have come down from where they were in 2023, 2024. I think a lot of that has to do with better pricing right out of the gate. For a while there, we were seeing sellers think, oh, hey, I can get this because they were used to this market over here in 2021, 2022. Now the pricing is getting smarter, it's getting better right out of the gate, and so they're not sitting on the market quite as long as it was before. Same thing with Cedar City. It was 42 days last year, 43 days this year, but down considerably from the 61 days it was in 2023 as people were still adjusting to the changes in the market. Now, why I like to look at days on market is because if you are a seller and your home is sitting on the market longer than other homes that are comparable to yours, chances are you have it priced too high. If you're a buyer and a home that you're interested in is sitting on the market longer than other comparable homes, then you know you have some negotiating power because that home is priced too high. So always take a look at how long a home has been listed on the market, whether you're selling it or whether you are buying it. Another indicator of that is going to be the absorption rate or the monthly supply of housing. This can also be a determination of how long we expect a home to sit on the market. The absorption rate is your monthly supply of housing. What this means is if nothing changed in the market, it would take this many months for the current supply to be used up or absorbed into the market. Now, before I really dive into where we're at, I just wanted to give you a reminder that a balanced market is right around 5 to 7 months supply. If it is above 7 months supply, then buyers really have the upper hand in the market. If it is below a 5 month supply, then sellers have an upper hand in the market. However, this is on a national scale. If you take a look at our local scale here, you can see St. George is just above 4.5 months supply, right around 4.6. It's getting really close to that 5 month supply. So it is more of a balanced market. If that house is priced correctly, that buyer will still come in and be able to have a little bit of negotiating power because of where our market currently sits. Now that's up about 0.6 months from where it was last year for St. George. St. George was right around a 4 month supply at that point, and you can see that adjustment in the absorption rate has caused the median sales price to go down slightly in St. George from last year to this year. The supply of housing really makes a difference on the sales price of a home. And the reason is because when it's oversaturated with homes, then you as a buyer have your pick of housing. Now, Cedar City, it's pretty close to where it was last year and even the year before, about a 3 month supply in 2023, and currently in 2025, it's about 3.23 months supply. supply. So not that much more. Again, taking it back to that median sales price, we've really been between that $10,000 to $15,000 range in the last 3 to 4 years. For Cedar City, our monthly supply of housing is comparable to 2019. For St. George, the monthly supply of housing is right between that 2016-2017 year. So again, St. George went up from 2016 to 2017, Cedar City went up from 2019 to 2020, and then a very slight dip from 2018 to 2019. So you can see how the monthly supply of housing, the days on market, and our active listings really help form our market. And it's a really good idea to have an understanding of where our markets sit and what we can expect to happen in the future. Now, I know I showed this slide last month, but since we are still in March, I thought it would be a good idea to show it again just in case you didn't see last month's. If you are thinking of buying right now, it is actually a pretty good time when you look at the year as a whole. Of course, this is a national slide, but it says that home prices are usually lower in the off season, so January, February, March, than they are for the rest of the year. And you can see that here based on the national sales. And it has gradually started to go up. So if you're looking to buy, this really is a good time. If you're looking to sell, maybe you're listing it at the end of March, going into the spring and summer months. That's where you're likely going to get more as a seller, is in those months, because that's when a lot of the buyers are coming back to the market. Another great reason to buy during the off season is because you may feel less rushed as homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. You can see here our days on market was 41, 43. So 42 is right there in the middle for March, which means that this is the time when you have a little bit more negotiating power as a buyer, because you have time to see those homes before they go into contract. As you get into the spring and summer months, again, more of those buyers come back to the market. You have to choose a lot more quickly, and chances are you're going to pay a little bit higher. So again, if you're a buyer, you may not have as much to choose from, but you will have time to make that choice and could potentially get it at a lower price point. If you are a seller, this is your peak season, because there are usually more buyers coming back to the market, which means that inventory is getting eaten up a lot quicker, so your home may be able to pull a little bit higher price point. Now you can tell from our two markets, our month's inventory, how they compare to years past, that we will likely see some appreciation in both of these markets if things continue to trend the same. However, we know mortgage interest rates and inflation always affect this, as well as what is going on around us in the world, but we like to take a look at it anyway. Just to give you an idea of where inflation is currently sitting, this is always a month behind, so this is to end January 2025. We are sitting right at 3% inflation. You can see that has trended upwards since the end of September in 2024. However, you'll notice that this is actually lower than the long-term average of 3.28%, so that is a good thing. However, the targeted rate for the Federal Reserve is actually 2% inflation rate. So that's really where the goal is for the country, is to bring that inflation rate down. Now, with that being said, mortgage interest rates, according to the Freddie Mac website, again, now this is going to be an average for the 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate. It's sitting right around 6.76% as of February 27th. I'm actually recording this on March 3rd, so it could adjust by the time you see this, but you will notice that it has been gradually going down since the peak on January 16th. Now, keep in mind, this is an average, so this is going to be different depending on your credit, your debt to income ratio. We really want to connect you with a lender if you are needing a loan and going in to purchase a home, so that you can see really what your rate would be and how that will affect your monthly payment. Now, as far as predictions go for the mortgage interest rates over the next year, this is from just a couple of weeks ago, but we have some well-known sources saying that they expect it to go down to about 6.5% by the end of the year. That's Fannie Mae. Freddie Mac says they're going to be higher for longer this year, and they actually think it could push more buyers onto the market since they aren't waiting for lower rates. Mortgage Bankers of America, or MBA, agrees that it'll be about 6.5% by the end of the year. The National Association of Realtors is actually predicting a little bit lower. They're saying 5.8% towards the end of 2025. Realtor.com sees it dropping to about 6.2%. And then the National Association of Home Builders says that rates will average around 6.53%. Now you can see these predictions for what they are. They are just predictions based on what the market is right now and how we see things moving. For the most part, I think they agree that we won't see them going much lower than 6.5% by the end of the year. Right now, based on what we saw on Freddie Mac's website, it's pretty close to that at 6.76%. Again, that's going to vary based on your situation. My recommendation will always be, if you are looking to buy a home, get with a lender, check your finances, see what you can do, and if it's the right time for you and your family, then buy the home. That's the best way to do it. Don't wait to time mortgage interest rates, because that rarely ever works. As soon as those have a significant drop, the market is flooded with quite a lot of buyers, and then you have less inventory to choose from, or that home price gets driven up by multiple offers. If you are a seller, the market is still moving. However, our inventory is going up. So if you are looking to list your home, make sure you price it correctly right out of the gate. I've seen many homes sit way too long because the seller wants to see what they can get out of it, and the market is too smart for that. If you get people that come in and see the home, you will either get a super lowball offer that you're not willing to entertain, or you won't get showings at all. It'll sit on the market for quite a long time, and you'll likely end up getting a lower amount than you would have had you listened to your agent and priced it correctly for the market. All right, remember, my name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. If you would like to buy or sell here in Southern Utah, I really would love to help you out, so please don't hesitate to reach out. I promise you I will respond. All right, until next time, have a wonderful day.